Hello everyone, welcome to Meet the Characters with Hero Forge and Roll Together RPG. Hello Rebecca.
Hello.
Back again.
I know.
Well, we are about to start a new campaign, Gloom Falls in Baldur's Gate. Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate. I wrote the title. I should know the title.
It's a really cheerful title. It's going to be a really chirpy, sunny campaign, right?
Hey, look, we wanted some gothic horror. We wanted something a little bit different, and this is what we are doing. So, for Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, we are returning for you to Ivy Percy?
Yes, her, that one.
For those who haven't seen Corrupted, where the character first appeared, do you want to give a quick précis of Ivy/Percy? Because this isn't a new character. Yeah.
Ivy was in the Icewind Dale pretending to be a miner, which very quickly was proved to be an absolute lie when she started punching monsters left, right, and centre. And it was revealed that she was actually fleeing from the deeply evil assassin's temple of monks called the Pitch.
Yeah, that's definitely not coming up as part of this campaign at all, Rebecca.
They're just part of my backstory now, and we're going to move on into Sunshine and Rainbows.
Yes, exactly. Now you and your new partner can skip off into the middle distance, and there won't be any horrible things happening to you at all.
I'm really glad that we're both on the same page about that, Chris. But yes, she was using the pretend name of Ivy, but her real name is Persephone. So I think she might be Persephone for this campaign, or Percy at least.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've got an Ivy model. This is our original model from Icewind Dale Corrupted, which still...
I forgot how intense she looks.
It still holds up. I think that is a very good
really
representation
intense.
of Ivy/Percy for me.
Definitely.
Now, obviously, things have changed in
a lot.
What happened in the first campaign. Because this is pre-Corrupted. This is like when we walked into Corrupted Ivy, and of course, there's been 12 weeks of that campaign, and now we're about to start a new one, and there's been some time in between as well. We can start from scratch and rebuild, or we can take what we've got and tweak. Where do you want to start with this? What ideas do you have? What thoughts do you have?
I think probably tweaking rather than restarting works because her face is basically the same.
One would hope so.
But I think the main thing is she has sort of mellowed a bit. She's found love. It's gross.
Can we just both agree that love is great and stop being down on it?
Yeah, okay, love is awesome, and Ivy Persephone is very happy.
Right, in which case, let's go to pose and advanced face. There it is. Let's have a look at turning that frown upside down. So, currently, smile, cocky, snarl, confused, arg. Cocky's higher than anything else. We could increase the smile?
Yeah, it might make it just really super snarky, but... Oh, that's really lovely. Okay, that's too far.
Oh, sorry.
It turned from warmly in love to slightly terrifying. I like that. That is
that's the
gentle.
subtlest of change. We done now? Good. So you can...
Sorry. That's it. This is Persephone. This was fun, Chris. Goodbye.
Cool. Well, let's start. That's a nice little change, and it changes the pose and changes the vein. It changes everything. So... Species doesn't change. Now, under head, the only thing I thought that might change potentially is the haircut. Because we've got this...
her hair has relaxed a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go for something where there's lots of new ones as well? Just to put it out there.
Is there something that... I, as a person, am not cool enough to pull that off in my character.
Bless. Oh, I wish I could... Should I cut mine that short? Mine's normally quite long, but I could cut mine that short.
When the hairdressers are open again.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so if we want to look around the long hair options and see
is there something... So she was very tightly braided and she is still practical in terms of away from her face. Is there something that's like half loose, half plaited back?
I can certainly try. So we've got... I mean, you had this one. That was the full braid that we had.
Dutch braid, yeah.
Otherwise lost the colour. I have to build that back again. But it had the Dutch braid. What if we went for something like a high pony?
What's the one next to it?
That is a more complicated thing. What's a French braid, isn't it? Yeah, it's a tiered French braid.
I mean, that's quite nice as a starting point.
Okay.
It's still sensible, but slightly more attention paid to it.
We've also got the super long and wavy, like,
No.
Yeah. Or we could have a low pony as well. That can be quite...
You go down just a little?
Sure, of course.
I think there's looser...
There's bigger, the looser ones are now further up again. They changed them around a bit.
Okay.
There's a fancy braid one where it's a braid over.
Oh, that!
I'm going to change the colour back. I don't know why it changed colour, which is dumb a bit, but it's melding with the cloak.
It's harder to tell with her furry bits.
phrasing. You walked into that one. Right.
Oh, intentionally.
No, you weren't charcoal. Were you truffle black? I think you were. No.
That looks about right. I think we started somewhere there and then put a little more copper in it.
We can come back to it in a minute, but let's make it black again so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, so that's got more of that sort of braid, but also some flowing hair to it. Mm-hmm. Or we could be looking at still a braid, but it's a lower braid and the top's looser.
Doobie-doo. Oh, no, that fringe is weird.
Okay.
What's the one diagonally right down from it?
One we just had. Is that one?
That is that one. Yeah, I think I like that one best.
Still some braiding, still some held back, but a bit
some
looser,
braiding,
a bit free.
But yeah.
That's great.
Because I think she has to, now they're in high society, she has to put a little more attention into not embarrassing Ashra.
Spoilers! They're not in high society yet. Shush now.
I'm so sorry.
Now, we don't need to add a beard.
No, that would be a big change in 6 months.
As I know from experience, a scar and an eyebrow never heals. Twitch, teeth, horns, eyes, those all stay the same, don't they?
Yep.
Now, this is probably quite a loaded question, and obviously we're not changing like the torso into an insectoid torso, but have her measurements changed in any way? Is she now more muscly, less muscly? Is there a difference in that sort of look and style?
I think there's a little more muscle, because when we first met her, she had been just running for 6 months. So they'd been quite hungry, quite frantic. Whereas then she did some pretty intense monster punching.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if we increase the upper scale, that should sort of bulk out the torso slightly like that. And not by a garden mile, but suddenly there's a bit more... weight to it. That is something. Neck's a bit long now for me, but
yes, that's a solid point. A little bit Alice in Wonderland.
Well, the build's currently quite wide, but we could widen the build specifically.
I think she's still quite narrow.
Narrow. We can also just increase the muscularity, which is a slider down here. There it is. We can just make it a bit more...
She's already quite hench.
Yeah, if we increase muscularity there...
Yeah, that's nice.
A bit of chonkiness, just a little bit of chonkiness there to build into it.
And because last we saw her, she was heading off to take on super evil assassin temple. So my guess would be she's training pretty intensively.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's slight tweaks. That's a bit more muscly. That neck is a bit...
The neck's quite a lot.
I'm not sure how we did that. How do we keep the neck down?
Head, I remember us angling quite up. If we angle her head further down again, will that fix it?
I've increased the size of her head slightly. That fixes it a little.
Okay.
There we go. That's a bit less... I mean, we'll work it out when we do the angling of the head, but yes, that is quite an angled neck, isn't it? Good grief. Right. How about the clothes? What do you want to tweak on the clothing?
I think, again, just a little nicer and possibly slightly more colourful.
Sure, okay. Now,
she's not hiding, she's not sprinting away anymore. And yeah, she needs to be someone who can stand next to Ashura without being like, why are you there?
Yeah, sure. Now, the whole outfit we've gone for here is very simple, like pretending to be a miner. I mean, the trousers are threadbare with patches and all the rest of it. So we should probably think about a whole wardrobe restyle.
I think so, a step up. Though I might want her to keep the gloves because I love the boxing wraps so much.
Sure, but you've also got magical gloves now as well, haven't you?
I have gauntlets that punch people with fire. I forgot that.
Got to add all these things in. So, in terms of a more modern look, now we've currently got a cloak on for your neck. I
don't think I want her to keep a cloak.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. I'm not sure where the cloak is. Is it part of neck? No. Is it part of shoulders? Oh, I don't know where the cloak came from. Is there a cloak section?
Is it gear? Or
it might be under gear. You're right. It might be under gear. Thank you. It is indeed. It is a back cloak. Let's take that off. That's a good starting point. Look at those shoulders. Good grief.
She is everything I aspire to be, other than the murder.
Well, then let's look at the chest, because that's a very simple shirt. And we could go for something a lot more fancy, although that might be a bit too far the other way.
That's a bit intense.
Yeah, I'm just throwing stuff out there. That's got some simplicity to it, but a bit of style.
Is there... I think there's some kind of monk sleeveless...
Like a gi?
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a bit much.
I think she would wear a shirt under that,
Okay.
maybe.
It can't be.
I think there's something similar to that. I think it might even be called a monk something or another. I don't know if it is the gi or the...
No, that's a bodice. That's entirely wrong. Sorry. Something. I mean, that's a bit much as well, isn't it? How's that? That's torn off sleeve. It's a bit much, isn't it? A bit much the other direction.
I mean, I'm enjoying the kind of slightly Victorian steampunk, but...
Yeah. There's a gi, very classic gi, that. That one's got no sleeves, because sleeves are bullshit, remember?
Sleeves are bullshit.
And you can see the arms, and look at how chonk the arms are now. Good lord.
I love this one.
Right. This has got more of a undershirt to it, but again, looks very ninja-y. Looks very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to me.
Yeah, there was something near there. I may have had to play myself because that was the one I was thinking of.
There is a low cut version, but that actually
not very Ivy.
It's not very Ivy, but she's not very chesty, so it doesn't really matter because it just looks like a different cut. Whereas that looks a bit loose to me. It's up to you. I think they're both great.
Which one did you think? Yeah, maybe the slightly tighter in one. Yeah. It's hard because the yellow is off-putting, but...
I will change that, don't worry. That's fine. That looks... I mean, that's not very high society. If you wanted high society, you'd probably need something over the top of that.
True.
Which...
So what happens if the trousers change as well? Does that suddenly... If fancier trousers and that, would that do? Or do you think you still need something a bit...
I mean, you are welcome to have Ivy and Percy do whatever she wants. Like, she can appear however the hell she damn pleases. And also, the situation that you're in game doesn't mean you have to purport. Like, there's not that sort of, it must be this way, it must be that way. Not at all. Let's just throw in some other bits and pieces. That's got a bit of flair to it. We'll change the colour scheme, don't worry. Or if you wanted to... You don't want to go for a skirt, do you? You want to go for trousers?
Yep. Much kicking.
That's got a, again, we changed the colour on that, but that's got a sort of ghee flavour to it as well.
They're just quite baggy trousers.
Baggy trousers, yeah, of course there are. We've got, I mean, those are literally called Kung Fu pants.
They're kind of great. Though, yeah, you're right, they're not super fancy. Not that she needs to be fancy, just more like convincingly Ashra's bodyguard rather than ragamuffin dragged off the streets.
That's got a cool sort of dropped crotch.
No. No.
Those are literally called pajamas. Those are buckskin trousers. Yeah, they don't really work in the same way. Although they've got the cool side bits. Let's go have a look further down, because these are mostly meant to be armour pieces, but you can restyle them.
Yeah.
These are very baggy.
I mean, they're kind of great. The gold is quite blingy, but if you unblinged the gold...
We can unbling the gold, we can tarnish the hell out of it if we need to, that's not a problem. Yeah, the rest are all a bit raggedy or very, very modern, aren't they? Yeah. Ooh, there's some new ones. Jodhpurs! There are Jodhpurs. Jodhpurs fit? Do they? Please tell me Jodhpurs fit.
I'm really sorry, Chris.
Oh,
no.
I love Jodhpurs. Oh, have we got some interesting ones down here that are a bit more late?
Ooh. I mean, completely wrong for Percy, but I don't want to make a character who wears that. But I also want to make a centaur, so this could be complicated.
I think, honestly, going through all of this, I think we're sort of coming up against the same sort of placement again, and the one that you had the best reaction to was
the blingy
baggy ones, which are, where have they gone? Where have they gone? They were blingy baggy ones and we've lost them.
No.
We'll find them. No. I can't search Hero Forge for blingy baggy. It's not going to happen.
They were called baggy pants. I think that was their name.
Were they literally called baggy trousers?
Baggy pants, I think, because, you know,
Americans.
US. But...
Americans. Baggy pants, you're right.
That's them, nice. So with that, can I now I like the trousers, can I be super picky and go back to the shirt and see if there's...
Yeah, we've got loads of time. Do you want something a bit more... I was looking down these while we were going through it, and there are some more flowing options that
Flowing is good. But it's something that looks like it's not going to instantly rip if she moves her arms. Ooh, the sleeves are very sleevey. Oh, yeah, no. Thanks for that observation. I hadn't noticed.
That's better. More classic monk.
That's quite nice. If I'm right, there's some piratey stuff somewhere. I think there's some swashbuckling and piratey that might have the right level between...
Let's just go through some of these. That's a breastplate. That's a starship captain's jacket, would you believe?
Wow.
There's a shirt with a jabot. That's quite nice.
It's so Viorica.
I think that's what he wears. I'm pretty sure that's what he wears. That's a double-breasted jacket. That's a bit very
I
full.
will keep that for my crime-fighting Victorian detective.
That's a lab coat, but it might function with coloration. That's a distress shirt. No, it's the wrong vibe. We want something that's slightly...
Yeah, I like it for old Ivy, but not for new Ivy. Persephone, what's her name? Why did I give my character 2 names? Why did I do that?
I think it's a great thing to do. That's more... No, it's ragged. It doesn't work. Necromancer's robes. No.
I mean, it would be thematic, but...
That's a gambazon. That is too much. That's too much. Good grief.
Wow.
These are all vests. These are now armor pieces again.
Okay.
So it's all right. There's still plenty.
Yeah.
No. No. Let's see that. I mean, that's got crazy sleeves, but
And
no. Ooh, this is
boobs.
way too low cut. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that is cool, the jacket, but...
Yeah, we're back up to the these ones again. I don't think there's anything more piratical than that. All the rest is very designed around armor, I think.
Yeah, what... Oh, no, it's gone. Never mind.
No, it's okay. Okay. There's still loads more to look through. Endless tops. I mean, that's a mariachi jacket, but it's got a kind of modern piece of flair to it.
It is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be something fairly plain and simple and maybe either sleeveless or floaty. Anything too tight-fitting will be impractical.
Well, that's the sleeveless ones. That looks very rough and ready, and that was the more maybe dressier version of that.
Yeah, that without the yellow.
Yeah, we'll change.
It's probably quite nice, isn't it? I think I'm being held up by the yellow.
That's all right. We can change the colour on that. Do
Great.
you want to add anything around the neck? We can do. There's all sorts of bands, collars, chokers. Everyone's favourite, the large wrap scarf. It's the
I
best.
think I had that in the last campaign.
Yeah, it's the best scarf. Everyone wants that scarf. I want that scarf.
It was a really good scarf. But no, she is not wearing a scarf, and she had a necklace under the scarf, which she has now given away. So she is very pointedly not wearing a necklace, I think.
Okay, so on the hands, we've currently got the leather wraps, which you've had for ages, and we don't necessarily want to change. Although you do currently have very cool gloves of 30 fire punches.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and find something that's a bit more elaborate that combines
Yeah,
the
if
two?
there's a slightly, without being tacky,
Sure, of course.
if there's
those look a
a
bit
slightly
much.
fancier.
Those are knuckle dusters, I believe. Yeah. Oh my god. There's a gauntlet. They don't look. There's a design around gauntleting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a leathered. We need something that goes up onto the hands, don't we?
Yeah, what are those? I like those.
Ooh, and those look a little bit sort of weird and steampunky, which would make sense for where you got them from. #Nethery City. So
I like that a lot.
Oh, those are really cool. And it takes the sleeve out. It takes that annoying sleeve out.
Yes, good, perfect.
Yes, I like this very much. This is great. Cool. Legs we've done. That's the same. Feet. Do you want the same shoes? Or do you want something a bit more elaborate?
If there are slightly smarter versions of that without getting silly, then yes.
Sure.
But otherwise...
I'm scrolling to the bottom. I know you don't want heels, but...
Oh, no, stilettos all the way. They're really good for my, advantage on stealth.
I love all the options in this game are amazing. The kind of thing
I've never even looked at them because none of my characters wear them, but they're so good.
Plate mail with heels. Plate mail heels, they're amazing. I love them. But anyway, so slightly more elaborate boots. Those two.
They're nice.
Too elaborate?
They might be. If you take the white out, then maybe they're not too blingy. But I
we'll have
like
to look
them.
at the colour scheme on that to see if that goes. But they're actually no, because you want to look at them. I'll just add a very boring base colour to them too. Where are you? There you are. Matte brown, just so the brightness doesn't bother us anymore.
That's really nice.
Does that work, or is that too detailed and too complex for the feet, for the shoes?
Do you know, I quite like that.
Oh.
Everything else is so simple that having some slightly detailed shoes is quite nice, I think.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's keep those. Also, look at your calves. Good lord, they're my calves. I walk everywhere. That's why I have big cars. No one is. And you don't wear a mask or anything over your face. No need.
Nope.
Right.
Fantasyland, no masks.
We have never given you any gear. We gave you a cloak for the last one, which made a lot of sense. But do you want to add any new gear in at this point? It can be in your hands, side, back. They've changed the way that side items work now. You can basically have any item in the builder on your side as well now.
Do you know, I kept last campaign coming up against the fact that I needed a dagger just for general cutting ropes, cutting things, and I had a big unwieldy sword. But if there's a little dagger, I also feel like that you don't want to walk around being like, my body is a weapon. So having a visible weapon may weirdly be more normal.
Certainly not in that tone of voice. And and they're all quite chunky. They are.
Is that much smaller? Nope, it is still enormous.
That's huge. My goodness. Oh, there's a kunai. They are much smaller.
They're just all big. If they're going to be that prominent, then I might just leave it.
They're going to be that size because of, Hare Forge has to work in slightly larger scale. I think that's what it's going to end up. Yeah, everything's going to be in quite large scale because of
it. Fair, because if you're getting it printed.
Exactly. Otherwise, it would be absolutely tiny.
Reasonable. I mean, she has a rock in her pocket that Ashra, no euphemism, that Ashra gave her, but I don't think that's really something that you really can have.
No, not easily. No. Do you want any other items? I mean, you had a cloak. That cloak was very much designed around fur and living in the wastes. There is no reason you couldn't have a more of a slimline cape. Or even a capelet. I love a capelet.
No.
Oh.
Actually, I think she has a bow, Chris. I think that's very, very Persephone.
Yeah, she's a character from an anime series. That's what that is.
Oh, boy. I think I might leave it. I think given how much she needs to be streamlined and fast, I think no capes.
No capes.
I think it might.
No capes. No capes.
It's very dull, but I think
not at all. Not dull at all. Do you want to have any items at all on your personage? Is there anything else you want to have that you feel like would be relevant or important? Like, for example, you could have. You don't have any other magic items, do you?
My boots are magic.
Your boots are magic.
But otherwise, no. My tattoo is magic, but.
You don't have a cloak?
No.
No, because the displacement comes from something else, that's right.
It's a tattoo.
Yeah.
She might just be this boring.
No, it's not boring. Stop saying it's boring. It's not boring at all.
She has a banner.
There's a banner. I don't know. I'm just looking at the various options to see if there's anything we've missed.
They're all awesome. I need to make sure I design my next one to be really tooled up with everything cool.
Well, if we're going for this, then what we can do then is keep this simple and then make sure all of the detailing on the boots and the gloves and the new hair and making sure it flows properly can be the sort of detailing on this one. It can be sort of subtly very detailed. That's quite easy to do.
Great.
You don't want to add any rings or piercings. No new rings or piercings, are there?
Nope.
No new rings? No?
Nope. Nope.
I'm gonna ship this lesbian romance forever. That's what's gonna happen. We're doing bases now because of the new way we do minis. So I'm gonna add in the flagstones because that's the base, and I'll do the coloration on that based on accents from your costume. So don't worry about that. You don't have a mount of any kind, and they've got new wheelchairs, which is splendid. But you don't ride a bike, and you don't ride a wolf. So that's.
Are you sure about that?
Do you want to ride a wolf? Should we put a wolf in?
I so want to ride a wolf, but it's bigger than a peacock, so...
Ivy on a wolf.
I love it so much.
It's not happening. Right, do you want to change the pose? This is still very much the rough and ready combat pose.
I think so.
Okay.
I love that pose very much, and I think that's Percy inside, but Percy outside, maybe slightly less come at me, bro.
Okay, that's more of a straight standing, very basic thing. We've also got a... contrapposto standing still.
Oh no, she'll fall over if you push her.
That's got a lot of class, a lot of character. That's a bit odd. That's a proper contrapposto, there it is.
I don't mind that one, it's like halfway towards a boxing stance.
And we can raise, don't forget, we can raise the arms. This is just, basically, this is the feet and what they think you probably want in the torso. But I can move the arms, I can move the torso, I can do anything really. So whatever we use, I can then develop further if we want to. Like I could raise a fist here, for example, or I could raise a fist at the back.
I like it's less feral, but still ready to...
Okay. We've done the face, we've done the eyes. Let's have a look then. Do you want to try and raise the arms?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a little. So, like, her feet are halfway towards that boxing stance. If her arms were closer to that halfway as well.
Okay. Let me try an elbow twist. And now it's the whole clavicle. That's fine where it is. We twist the shoulder out. Twist the elbow up. That's too pulled in at the clavicle, isn't it? It needs to now be bent inwards. There we go. And the clavicle needs to be... Oh, the endless amount of detail you can get into with this.
I have no idea how you do this sort of thing. This is when my brain just goes, does not compute.
Okay, yeah, the clavicle's now too far forward.
That's, yeah.
Like bringing a fist up, and I can twist the wrist. The wrist is in a separate menu. To get the wrist up. No, it's not a twist, it's a bend. Yes, and a tilt up. There we go. A fist across the front. Do you want the backhand being brought up as well? Is there something about this pose you want to change? This is just a starting point. I'm just trying to get the...
If the right elbow could be bent just a little more, raising that fist just a tiny bit,
Absolutely.
She says.
I mean, I need to turn the hands into proper fists as well. Those are currently sort of hold pose. All right, so elbow twist up. Yeah? That sort of thing?
Lovely. Yeah.
Do you want me to try and do anything different with the posing on the wrist, arms, hands? Do you like that?
I think I like that. What do you think?
I want to make the arms proper fists. At the moment, they're sort of fists, and I want proper, like, ready-to-go fists.
Yeah, though I'm really enjoying the slight look of uncertainty in all of it. I think that works well for this new campaign.
There we go. Fist. There it is. I knew it would be a slight change. It would be enough to make it look... Yeah, that's it.
That's great.
That's really cool. It also means you've got a very rare mini. You've got one that actually the angle you're supposed to look at it from is a side angle, which is really interesting.
I like that a lot.
This will probably be the static image that appears for Percy. That's really cool. I like that. And it shows how broad you are. Look at that. Proper tank.
It's great.
Look at that bloody thigh. Look at it. It's ridiculous.
She's been running her marathons and doing her pull-ups.
Okay, now here's where it gets interesting, because now we can get into the real colour stuff.
Yeah, it's my favourite bit.
Yeah. Now we have some new decal options, and I think I might be able to make your tattoo. It's still not visible, though, because of the hair, unless we try and expand it around the side of the neck or something clever like that.
Yeah, for rule of cool, it could come around the side of her neck a little, right?
Yeah, see, that's too much. That could be...
That's disturbing in a really good way.
Because we can make it really black and necrotic and start pulling it out. That's a lot.
That's too much. But yeah, because it spreads and oozes when she's casting. So if it's her tattoo mid-casting darkness or something, then it is bigger and darker.
We can even start looking into putting darkness effects in now because of the new lighting state changes we can make. Yeah, there's so much we can do. It's great. How are we doing on time? We're okay. I think that one's the best.
That was the best, I think. The way it looks like it's spreading round is creepy.
There are these sort of new splatter decals, and I know you can move them, but I've not had much experience of it yet, so that might need to be a bit of playing. Let me have a look. No, I can't move that directly.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm a fan of the one you found already.
Fantastic. Then let's not overthink it. It doesn't go onto the face, and all of those are a bit much anyway. You can't see your legs. Do you want to two-tone the hair?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Right, then we will use that as our starting point and get back to repainting it all. So, let's do the tattoo first. I have option 1, which is the first one that came to me, which is using a latex paint so that it looks like it's shiny and crawling.
Oh, yes.
Because then we've got that slightly awful look of it's moving around and it catches the light. This is
fine. Yeah. She's fine. Sunshine and rainbows.
The hair was a different colour. We currently put it down as that just to get it from the strange thing they put it in. I think it had... No, that's too blue. I think we started off with one of these and made it darker. What do you think? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but that sounds plausible. Yeah, it was a very dark brown rather than a black.
Okay.
I do quite like the black, though, still.
We can change it. Your hair could have changed over time as well. It could be part of the theming.
The darkness.
The darkness. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
I might. Can we keep it that dark for now and see if actually it needs lightning compared with all the... Oh, no, hang on. Sorry, I thought you'd gone back before. What was the one just before that? Oh. Yeah, that's nice.
Lovely. That's close to what you had first time round, which we'd have to recreate now because it lost it by moving it. Right, eyes obviously the same.
And that matches her eyebrows now, which is, always useful.
Yes, true. Does it? Not quite. Eyebrows are lighter. Do you want me to do the eyebrows a bit darker?
No, it's okay as it was.
Good. Now, this your new outfit, this gi and trousers, is it one piece? Is it one outfit piece?
No, two separate.
Okay. Then in which case, let's start having a look, because they're all made of cloth, I think.
I think blues. Maybe a darker for the trouser and a mid for the shirt.
Hang on, that's actually more of a mid. And that's a navy.
Is there a way of making the trousers even darker?
Of course. What I'll do then is I'll go in and do that manually. Because they've got some proper darks here. That's black.
Ooh.
Where's the blue? Dark blue. No, that's cashmere. That's purple.
Ooh.
Is that purple good? I think purple's a bit much. I want to darken the blue.
Yeah, it's a bit royal.
I want a darker blue. Where's the darker blue? Come on now. Right, I'm going to go into the colour mixer. This is it. I'm in. I'm in for the long haul now. It's done. Right. There we go. That's a proper dark blue.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Can we go even, like, down rather than right? Yeah, that's nice.
There we go. Proper dark blue there. And do you want the top to be a slightly lighter or darker colour as well?
The top could go a touch lighter, just to contrast the... Yeah.
It's like a Star Trek uniform.
No, we're getting rid of the yellow, it's fine.
What is this? What is poking through there? What's created that effect? There's a hole. There's literally a hole in your arm. It's where we've moved the arm to. It's having trouble adapting that. That's fine, I can fix that. I'll go back into the posing and fix it now.
Cool.
What is that? That is a hole.
You have your back muscle and then a hole.
Oh, it's not a hole.
It's just...
It's shadow.
That's fine. She has a lot of shadows.
It's not. Good Lord, that looks very odd.
That is quite intense.
That's quite weird. What's happened there? What is it? That's really odd. I don't know what's done that. I cannot fathom that. Very strange. No, it's... Yeah, we'll have to get the arm slightly further down then.
That's okay.
I can twist the elbow higher so that... No, that looks like you're pushing inwards. It looks weird. I can twist the wrist out. That's how we'll do it. So
nice.
Give me a second.
No, it's totally fine.
Give me a human. There it is. And now we twist the wrist out. That's it. Same fist, same move, same vibe, but the fist is up.
Without the hole in her back.
Without the hole in her back. I mean, my goodness me, what on earth? Right, good. You didn't like the yellow stripe, so that's an easy thing to start fixing.
I've also, now you've let me look at it for long enough, you should have been faster and then I wouldn't have changed my mind. Can the shirt be slightly less pastel and slightly more like royal?
Yeah, of course.
It's too close to pastel and I think Ivy would run for the hills screaming from pastel things.
Okay. The way to royalise that colour will probably be to put the low colour darker. Yep. And the high colour darker as well. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And then give the mid colour a bit more intensity. How's that?
You're very good at this. That's great. Thank you.
Practice. I've been doing it. I've done it a lot. So, yeah, that's a nicer blue, isn't it? And what do you want to do with the yellow stripe?
Can I try a deep maroon kind of thing? It might be much too much, but...
I've got a... these are all the warms. There's a carmine.
Ooh. Quite like that. What do you think?
It's a nice colour offset. I want to put it as an accent, probably metallic in the shoes to pull the outfit together.
Yeah, I was wondering about the belt as well, but...
I think that's very... Because the sash is very close to the belt, and that we want to mute the belt so it's not quite as bling. If it goes into the shoes, I'm not going to put it over the whole thing, but if it was something like there.
Yes.
You've got colour theming going through the costume at that point. Then it looks like it's a unique. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll leave that there for now. We can always change it later if we want to. Let's get to the belt, because what we want is burnished, weathered metal that looks very non-shiny.
Yes, I can turn myself into shadow and become invisible, except for my belt.
Yeah.
That's automatically much better.
Yeah. See, now it's a piece, but it doesn't reflect light in the same way, and it's not quite as aggressive.
Nice. Can that same colour go onto the buckles on the boots?
Of course it can.
Love it. And maybe the soles as well?
I said the word shiny, and now my head is doing the shiny song from
Moana.
Yeah, I'll do the eyelets as well while we're here. I'm going to zoom in.
You can even do that? That's amazing.
Yeah. Come on, there it is. I probably disappeared off camera. I have disappeared off camera. There we go. I put the metal around the band here by mistake, but I'll do the... Actually, while we're here, let's do the shoes. So, leather... I'm guessing you want these to be relatively nondescript, because they are, boots of sneaking.
Yeah, I mean, they're nearly right, I think.
Well, you had that initial boot colour. That hasn't changed in the outer boot, and that still looks quite good. The red band ties them into the outfit. The laces are currently wrong. They need to be more of a...
Darker?
It could be darker.
What were you going to suggest?
I was going to go for something slightly lighter as an offset. That's too
Oh, no,
light.
yeah, you make a good... I've got darker in my head because... Shadow Monk, but
don't worry, it's fine.
But lighter could work.
What I'm looking for is something that... There it is. Something that colour-wise matches in with everything and offsets them slightly so they're more visible but wouldn't draw the eye aggressively.
I like that a lot.
Cool.
Can we tarnish the gauntlets in a similar way?
Oh, don't worry. The gauntlets, I think we should go completely... I think the gauntlets should almost look a little incongruous.
Okay.
Because they are a completely different technology.
They are netheries and weird, yeah.
I think we should potentially even look at adding sort of flame effects to them slightly.
Can we do that?
Of course we can. Now, I can't add... I don't think they function... They don't function in this way of adding, like, proper flame... Like, flames licking off them effects.
Okay.
But I can do it with coloration. So... Coloration and light.
Veracity would be pleased.
Now, we described these literally as, like, microwave gauntlets, didn't we?
Yes.
There was the word microwave was used.
I remember the word microwave being used.
Let me have... Fire. Okay, no, that covers the entire inner lining.
Oh, that one's fun with the going around the metal outline. It's a bit much, maybe, but I do like the style.
There are subtler ones. That's a bit much for me too. I was wondering if the metal elements... I'm just going to pop it in for now. We can take it off if we don't like it. If the metal elements are almost like ring coils.
Oh my word.
Heated ring coils. And then if the metal is something a lot more shiny, a lot... There we go.
Now you've got the Moana song in my head as well.
Sorry. A lot more... Like the metal... Oh, I didn't do the metal.
Yeah.
Sorry, hang on. Random, stupid colour. There we go. We want the metal elements to have that, brassy, burnished quality.
Yeah,
because
nice.
Then there is this look, and we can get the... All right, hang on. I've got it. Tell me if you hate it, I will change it. But this is just
as long as you as the DM are not going to go, well, you have glowing arms of fire, so here's your disadvantage on stealth checks.
You've met me. I'd never do that to you.
No.
Yeah, and something a bit more taciturn around the front, so less of that leatherized effect. I mean, they look completely badass. They look like something entirely different to the rest of your look. Yeah. And they look very modern and steampunky without looking ridiculous. It's really
weirdly awesome.
Hang on, let's do a zoom out.
The only thing, there was a whiter sort of fire rather than the orange. It might be completely wrong, but can I see?
Yeah, of course. I think... Once we've got this stylized, that is fine. The rest now becomes, do we want yellow? Ooh, no, it's fine. Hot yellow fire instead? Do we want a more orange and yellow flame instead? They all work with the color schema.
Yeah. What's the blue? Do you think the blue is a bit alien?
Yeah.
Oh no, that just blends too much.
It blends too much because you're blue everywhere else. There's more of a scorching yellow, designed around lightning bolts, I think. Oh no, I've done it here. Damn it. This always happens. Get the brass back of that.
Nice. Yeah, I think you were right with the orange ear.
Orange ear.
Because otherwise it looks quite radiant, and that's not super ivy.
Oh, the orange and blue, sorry. With the inner blue. I think I prefer, now that we've gone through it a few times, this one. The yellow.
Yeah.
With the orange tinge to it.
Yeah.
Because that is a completely different colour from anywhere else. It stands out like a sore thumb perfectly, which means there is something very special and different.
Yeah, I love it.
Right, the only other thing I want to tweak is the hair. So the colour's good, but we've currently got a blue band. Ooh, who do that? You're Starfire now. Done. Do you want a? Oh. Do you want a band? The band to be a different colour? Could that have been?
I mean, the red. Yeah, the red picks up the shirt, doesn't it?
Well, in which case, let's do it the same as the shirt. Let's not. That's. Where is it? Where's the carmine? Where's the carmine? Send us as you didn't think you'd hear today. I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's not too brutal.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, look at her. She looks great.
She looks so much happier than last time.
It's a slight... Oh, sorry. It's a slight upturned tick of the mouth, but it's enough, isn't it? It's
character growth, isn't it?
And those gauntlets look ridiculously cool.
I love her.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Thank you, DM, for the gift of the gauntlets.
There is one last thing we need to try out.
Shadow.
They can now add lighting.
Flip me, it's cool.
Now, what this does allow us to do, I'm just going to show it to you, is we can add in black lighting. Quite hard to see unless I turn the intensity way up. Oh, it is already way up. There we go. Dark magic. No, where is it? This does work. I swear this worked. I've done it before. Ooh, there it is.
Oh boy.
There it is. Do you want to have her in proper shadow?
I'm really torn because she looks so awesome. I don't want any of that to get lost, but the shadow is so good.
Can I suggest a small edition of shadow?
Yeah, like yeah.
Oh, that looks amazing.
She is so gonna die.
No, when do you think she's gonna die? You keep thinking you think all your characters are gonna die. It also means the yellow glows. It means the yellow glows in the light. It would work.
I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, that looks amazing.
You are a genius.
No, I am not. And frankly, I'll do the base with you now because we're here, because I've now obviously got the perfect colour to offset. Yeah, that's all fine. What we need to do is either copy across the yellow and see if it's too bright, or put in one of the blues. That's too bright. Is that too bright?
It's a shame because it's kind of awesome.
Is it too bright?
I don't know. It reflects it back.
It reflects so back. I think this might be more... Yeah, that's better, isn't it?
Yeah, it is more her. The yellow's cool, though.
It is. Oh, that looks great.
I cannot wait to start the campaign.
Oh, not long now.
Chuck her in front of a bunch of monsters. It's going to be amazing.
So much work to do. Okay. Right. Good. Splendid. Okay, this looks fantastic. This is great. Thank you.
She is kick-ass.
Rebecca,
thank you.
This is just remarkable. Anyway, Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate starts... it's Mondays. It starts from the last week of March. Is it March 28th? I think it is. Let me just check my calendar.
29th is a Monday?
Is 29th a Monday? Are you sure?
Yes, I was until you asked.
29th is a Monday. It starts from March 29th. Thank you. So from March 29th, join us for Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, a new campaign with some returning characters, and Ivy's not the only one, so check out more of our Meet the Characters of Hero Forge to find out who else will be returning to your screen. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much for taking the time to make a mini with me today, Rebecca. Much appreciated. And yeah, see you in the campaign. Bye, everybody.